Hello and welcome to an episode of Atomic Vinyl Reviews. My name is Jacob and today I'm doing another little unboxing video. So I don't really know 100% what this is, but it is from Japan and it does say it's a toy figure. So it's got to be Godzilla related or maybe Gamera related. We'll see. So it's in this cool little bag. This is kind of new. I don't really get stuff posted in paper bags very often, so that's cool. Let's just snip it open and open it up. It's going across the top. And got something bubble wrapped, and okay, I think I was right. I think this is Gamera related. Yes. So I recently actually did get a Gamera Bandai vinyl. I found a second-hand one of the Showa Gamera, which I got back here. Nice little Bandai Movie Monster Series Showa Gamera figure. Looking really sweet, really cool. Love this thing. But, I recently have been seeing that Bandai have been putting out some Heisei Gamera figures. So this one should be Gamera Guardian of the Universe from the Movie Monster series. Brand new, with tag. I saw these things and I'm like, oh, they look real good. And this is my favorite Gamera design. So I just had to pick one up. And here he is. Yes. Oh, this guy looks nice. Nice. He looks really accurate to the film, actually. Just going off of my first impressions of him. Oh, I love this tag, too. Got a great poster out on it. Nice picture of Gamera on this side. Very, very nice. Let me see anything in here. Not much. I think we got some... I don't know, what's that? Some stats on Gamera or something. Anyway, I'll show you guys so you can actually get a good look. So there he is, our little Movie Monster Series Gamera figure. And you know what? For a modern Bandai vinyl, this is quite well done. The sculpts are usually pretty damn decent. For sofubi figures or stuff like that, they usually have really good sculpts. But recently they've been really slacking with their paintwork. This one, I'm actually pretty happy with. Now, Gamera's not really flashy when it comes to paint, but he does look pretty accurate. He's got well-painted teeth in there. They're not even a block. They actually look like individual sculpted teeth, which is quite rare for Bandai vinyls. His tusks look great. The color looks really well done. Same with his eyes there. Good choice of color, really accurate, very neatly done too. He's got some nice brown on the underside of his shell, I don't even really know what the technical word for that is, but there is one. I forgot. His claws are nicely done there, with a nice off-white bone color. Same with his claws on his feet. And he's done in this nice matte gray all over the rest of him, which is pretty much exactly how he looked in the movie. And of course, he's got this nice detailed texture down his tail, looking really cool. And he's even got like little barnacle-y textures on his shell, which is really cool because that's also accurate to the film. And I love these big, almost like trilobite-shaped plates running down the back of his shell there, which is really cool. This guy actually looks pretty comparable. I'm not gonna lie, he looks pretty comparable to the Monster Arts figure. There's part of me even wondering if they actually borrowed the sculpt from the Monster Arts figure, simplified it, and made it into a Bandai vinyl. But we'll compare the two in a second. And we got his tag, and this poster. Look at that, that's freaking cool. That's just a great classic movie poster right there. I'd love to have that on my wall. Got there, Bandai 2020, made in China. And here we have a bunch of stuff in Japanese, which I can't read to save my life. Well, I could probably read a couple of symbols in there, but nothing that's gonna really help us in any way, shape, or form to get the meaning of whatever that's saying. But here we just got a nice shot of Gamera from that movie. There we go. Gamera 1995. So this is really cool Gamera. He's just a year older than my birth year, this design of Gamera. Not this figure, because I wasn't born last year, but... well, maybe I was. My intellect is probably at that level anyway. But who can tell? But I really love this design of Gamera. There's just something about him that's always been really cool. He's like a good middle ground between the Showa Gamera, which is just this awesome classic design. Again, I have the Bandai Movie Monster Series vinyl of that here. He's kind of done in this nice greenish color, although he's pretty much charcoal gray as well in the Showa series. And he's got bright red in his mouth. So this one looks a little bit more toy-like, a little bit more painted how you would expect a modern Bandai vinyl to be painted, whereas this guy, you can see they actually use much more realistic colors on him, a nicer pink in his mouth, nice bone colors for his claws, and they're painted a little bit more neatly, though I do like the sort of airbrush effect of his claws. But this one looks a little bit more refined. But just going on the design itself, this is just a great update to that kind of like Showa version of Gamera, because I think they kind of, I don't know, they made his head a little bit too small in the next incarnation of him in the Legion film, which came after this. It was pretty similar to this, but, you know, they made his head smaller and a bit more aggressive looking, and they gave him shoulder spikes, which I didn't mind the shoulder spikes. They look pretty cool. This design would have looked pretty nice with shoulder spikes, but they're not needed. And I like the bigger head on this one too. This is more, again, classic Gamera. And they, you know, the update to the back of the shell looks really cool on this version as well, which is pretty much what they kept for the Heisei era of the 3 Gamera films. And then Gamera 3, they kind of went crazy and made him look pretty weird. And that's, you know, a fan favorite design, but I've always just had a real soft spot for this one. That's real nice. Let's bring in the Monster Arts figure, because actually looking at this thing, he really looks like him. Really does. There's our Monster Arts figure, and I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. There's something about this one that actually looks more screen accurate. I don't know, I think they might have tried a little bit hard with the paint on this one. Like, I don't recall him having all this green on the back of his shell in that first film. Although you can see again they have like the little barnacles on the shell. It's all really nice. I love the heft of the Monster Arts. And of course the articulation and just the detailing in the sculpt is super good, as always, on the Monster Arts figure. And the proportions are also a little bit different between these two, so I'm going to assume they didn't just straight up steal the sculpt. You can see the underside of the carapace on this one's a little different from this one. But the other thing is the Monster Arts, really odd for them, they normally are known for just re-sculpting a figure from the ground up if they're doing a variant, even if they don't have to a lot of the time. However, this Monster Arts, they just reuse the same body of the is it 1996 or 7, the one that came after the Legion figure, which is actually the first Gamera figure they released. So they reused his body, changed his elbows and his head, and changed the paint a little bit. But I still really like this version a little bit more. But it's kind of funny, whereas this one kind of feels a little bit more accurate to the film. It's a little bit weird. I've rarely found myself preferring a Bandai vinyl to a Monster Arts, but there's something about this one. Like, his face looks a little bit more accurate. The paint looks a little bit more accurate. He's less detailed. But, oh, this is just a great Bandai vinyl. Nice. I don't know. Both these figures have this weird gap between the top of their shell, where this one has it loose for articulation purposes, the Monster Arts one. I've heard that one can be have a bit of an issue if it does pop off, because it's not like on a ball joint. It's on a weird peg, so you got to be really careful with that. But it just means that his head can articulate up a bit more. It's a bit less loose on this guy than it was on, again, the Legion figure. I forget the year that one came out in. But this guy here also has a big joint that goes around the back of his shell around here. And sorry, my lighting's starting to die. It is slowly starting to get night time outside, or sunset, so I'm losing a bit of light. But you can make out there's that line there. It goes all the way around down his body, so I guess that's just where his head joins on. It doesn't join on at the neck. It joins on around back with the shell, which is kind of odd. So that's the only thing I would have kind of changed on this thing. If they could have put a joint on his neck, it would have looked a bit cleaner than cutting through the shell. Very nitpicky though, because regardless, without that, this still looks really gorgeous. Both these figures actually do a great job with the tail. They look very similar on both of them. Again, the Monster Arts just has crisper details, whereas the Bandai vinyl is really accurate, well done. It's just kind of more soft vinyl-y looking. But as far as these Bandai vinyls go, this one's really good. yeah, very pleasantly surprised with this thing. And I've been seeing that we might be getting some more Bandai vinyls of other kaiju from the 90s Gamera trilogy, so I'm super hyped for those if they do come out. I'll try to pick those ones up as well. And maybe some of those Shin Ultraman Bandai vinyls too, I might try and get my hands on too. We'll do some reviews of those. But yeah, that's my little unboxing and quick initial review of the 1995 Gamera from Gamera Guardian of the Universe. My favorite design of Gamera, and actually my favorite film of Gamera. It's really great 90s trilogy, and I think the first film is just my favorite. I know a lot of people really love the third one. I do too, but there's just something about Guardian of the Universe that just, I don't know, it gets me. That is it for this little video here, guys. I hope to see you in my next one. But until then, may all your vinyl be radiated vinyl. Over and out. Bye.